Yo, 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 yo. My partner
Yes,
still
I.
chewing Grim Day in Manchester. Why
Hey,
is the
brother,
word there? Why is the word?
let me tell you something.
Hmm.
What difference 2 weeks does make, yeah?
Boy, when it bad,
What
it bad,
difference 2
bro.
weeks does
When it bad, it bad.
make? You're not even.
Anyway, my people,
Hmm.
taking
Might
a
join
drink.
you in that. Might join you
Yeah.
on that. Because he's also not there for now. So you might as well address that nonsense that happened yesterday to begin. Because I have quite a bit to say.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
I have
Go,
quite a
caller,
bit.
you're live.
We have problems from in the squad. In the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Top manager to bottom goalkeeper. Everything in between. Just wrong. And I don't know exactly what the solution is. Because we've seen before that this set of players will get away with murder, and the manager always pays the price.
Right.
But on the flip side of things, the manager himself has to look at himself for. I don't even consider yesterday's game because he put out a strong enough lineup yesterday to handle Grimsby with his fourth division team. He put out a strong enough, in my opinion, he put out a strong enough lineup yesterday that should be able to handle that game comfortably. Now, the application on the field is where I see the biggest issue. And I'm talking about application of tactics, right? Application of simple things.
Mm.
Passing the ball, sprinting after the ball when you lose it,
Yep.
sprinting back on defense, right?
Uh-huh.
Maintaining your discipline, keeping possession of the ball, and being more aggressive than the play than your opponent. Simple things, that have nothing to do with tactics.
Yep.
It's just players doing their job on the field, right? And we're just not doing that. So any team, if the players are not applying themselves on the field, every manager will fail. Regardless of your tactics, regardless of whether you want to press high, whether you want to sit in a low block, if you're not doing those basic things, you will lose games. Period.
But
Right?
but then I guess the question is, there were certain players, right, that we kind of knew were problems, right? So well, not we didn't know, but the reports were that there were issues and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? From all accounts, those players have been training separately
Right.
from the rest of the team,
Right.
and then also we've got Rashford out. Rashford is currently at Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
Garnacho, the reports came out today that he's going to Chelsea. Sancho
Mm-hmm.
still is, I think, still around, and Anthony, the reports are that Betis close to me agreeing a deal to go to Betis.
Correct.
Now,
What is the common
is that
thread between all those players?
the common one?
The common thread. What do all of those players have in common?
Wingers, I guess.
Exactly.
But my point is, when will we be able to say, well, you know what, we have a coach that believes in whatever he believes, whether you agree with it or not, but that's his belief. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we crucify these coaches for being stubborn, but that's that's expected. That sometimes this stubbornness is what kind of get them to that point anyway. But we what is the problem now? Like, what is the problem now? I mean, it seems to me like we go through stages in games where we're playing with this vigor, this energy, this drive, and it's almost like a switch. It's like it just shut off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we are over the last 10 years, we'll have a good half, we'll have a good 30 minutes, we'll have a good 60 minutes. We just can't seem to put together a good 90 minutes. Even when we were playing decent, where we were finishing second, third, you know, in the league.
But even then, the
Right.
football wasn't great, you know. Well, if you have to consider, the football wasn't great, you know. We were just
Yes,
getting
but
results.
we were
We were
getting
getting the
results.
results. No, the results starting to reflect the performances. That is my issue. We're not playing any kind of football that make any team respect us. Simple.
I just kind of feel like the first game against Arsenal, we played in a way, and Brad will come eventually, and Brad will speak about that. But you know, a lot of times you find that we play very well against the team, you know, the higher level teams.
Mhm.
But we did the things that I thought would give our players a chance to succeed. So, for example, play the ball early, get the ball to Mbeumo early, right? Let him run at defenders one-on-one,
Create the
right?
space for him.
Create
first of all.
spaces, right?
Mhm.
Now, we all acknowledge that Cunha wouldn't have the kind of space he had against Arsenal, against a low block team or a team that defended a little bit more. But Cunha still had good opportunities against Fulham over the weekend, right? So, I mean, these players, and I will always say, they don't come to United and instantly just get bad. I mean, they do get bad, but the players are good players.
Mhm.
So what is it that is causing them to not be able to perform at their best? Like, and you might say coaching, you might say all kind of thing, but I don't know, bro. At the end of the day, I might have to be able to look in the mirror and see, well, I'm not giving my best.
But then the thing is, right? Every player has a role in the team. Every player has a role in the team. You can't have any passengers, true, but every player has a role in the team. Cunha, Mbeumo, Bruno, the striker, he cannot fulfill, the striker in particular, cannot fulfill his role if those players not fulfilling their roles.
Right.
In turn, those attacking players cannot fulfill their role if the midfielder is not fulfilling their roles.
Right.
And then it trickles down. So what I try to say is you need a team. These guys, from what I've seen from before, do not play for each other.
Right.
Right? You will see them, it's like everybody know they're good, but nobody want to sacrifice for the other person.
And to me, it's starting with the captain.
Of course.
It's starting with the captain because, you know, now that he's not the man in the front, you know, in the 10, and, you know, he
Not the
getting the
main
goals,
man.
the assists, you know, the main man. You know, it's like he kind of petulant, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, he was always that way, you know. It's showing more now because where he is in the center of midfield, that is the engine room. Everything goes through there. And now
Right.
what he brings to the game or used to bring to the game, he's not bringing it anymore. So right now, that's why he's scapegoat now, you know, because everybody checking what is Bruno purpose in the midfield. Bruno cannot play midfield. And that is it.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that is where now I think I put in blame on the manager. Right? Because square pegs, round holes. From last year, we knew.
Do we even have wrong pegs? Question is, do we even have wrong pegs?
Well, no, not for that midfield. I can tell you that.
Yo.
Not for that. Yo, what you say, Shady? We do have wrong pegs in the midfield. We knew from last year, from the start of last season, that Casemiro legs were going. We brought in Ugarte. Right? It was 10 by Ugarte, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then we changed the manager. We had Menu in the midfield, Ugarte in the midfield, Casemiro in the midfield, and who else was playing there? When did we sell McTominay? It was before.
McTominay was sold before last year, right?
Before last season. Okay. So McTominay wasn't even there. Right? And we knew we had a midfield problem. We knew. Why we never address it? Because the system you want to play, you maintain it. That system you want to play. That is your formation. That is your
system you want to play, Kerry. Even the system you want to play, then get, if you want to play two midfielders, then get two midfielders to play in the
But
system.
and that's the point I'm trying to get to,
You know,
right?
but at the same time, bro, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Fulham. Let's just take it back a little bit. Play against Arsenal, played decent, right? They didn't win. Or didn't even get a draw. We lost the game. Played against Fulham, started the game really quickly, really, full of energy, and just died off. It looked like at 70 minutes our players were just physically out of it, right? Now playing against Grimsby, bro, of a team 4 levels in the league lower below than you. I mean, really and truly, the man should be able to put that under 21 team and beat Grimsby, bro. I mean, come on.
But then therein lies the issue again, is the application. These players are not working hard enough. We were outworked by Grimsby, like completely outworked, Them man sprinted like their lives like the lives was on the line, That was the Man Cup final, And we go out there now thinking Grimsby, yeah, man, easy walk in the park for divisions below us. And that is the mentality that I saw,
Well, in the last
Yeah.
35, 40 years, 50 years, that have to be Manchester United the worst result. That's what happened yesterday there. Worst.
MK Dons on the thing in the same round beat us 4-0.
But boy.
MK Dons was in the second, or was in that same tier.
Boy.
On the
How long ago was that though?
I was on the Van House, so what? 6? No, more than that. Maybe more than that.
Almost 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, all them kind of thing there is just like, we have our players seem to have this pompous air about them. You are privileged to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world. But that does not mean that you stop doing what got you to that level. And I mean, how that culture is going to change. It is a privilege to play for Manchester United. And these guys
are I agree with you. Yes, that is true. But it's like you would think, okay, they come there, they're checking like, this is going to be an easy match. We score our first goal. You would think that would make them go, whoa, like, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, we thought this was going to be an easy game. We still back ourselves to win it, but we have to, we have to apply ourselves. That never seemed to come. It never really seemed to actually happen until he made the subs.
It came in the when we went down 2 goals. But the problem is what play against us is that the weather and that pitch was waterlogged.
That's true.
And it was difficult at that point for you to pass the ball and all these things that you maybe try to do to come back into the game. At this point, it in Grimsby favor. But let me tell you something, bro. Honestly, I don't see anything changing at Manchester United, bro. I just don't see it changing. I think the media storm around United doesn't help. The fact that the smallest, slightest things become the biggest stories. Things that happen at maybe every other club that don't get reported. I think we have to really understand what it is that gonna change culture, and culture is something that's gonna take years to change, bro. It's not gonna happen over 9 months. When you listen to stories of how Arsene Wenger, when he went into Arsenal, and there was such a heavy drinking culture in England at the time, and he was trying to change that. It took him years to get to the point of changing it.
Yeah.
The difference is at that time Arsenal wasn't expected to win the league every year. So you know what I'm saying. But United now, even at a point where we haven't won the league since 2013. 2013, yeah. Going on 12 years, 13 years. It's like the pressure is still there. The pressure is still there. And in a way, while I think
there's the nature of the beast there.
Rashford didn't do nothing to help the managers. But I do think that what he said has some kind of validity. right? We get coaches. You know, they do okay. They're not pulling up trees, but we don't really give them a chance before something happens. We get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we change, and now you went from Van Gaal, who is a possession based coach, to Mourinho, who's a defensive based coach, to Ole, who is a counter attacking coach, to like you don't have a, you know what
And
I'm saying?
we still don't know what Ten Hag was.
That's
So,
what I'm saying. Ask yourself.
Well.
I don't know.
so it's like and therein lies the issue, right? Because no, Amorim came in mid-season last season. In his words, we're going to suffer because it's a complete change in system in how he want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Last season was a write-off. Granted, we almost get relegated, but that's besides the point, right? This season, from preseason to the first game, I watch every preseason game. There were a couple games where, granted, we play against Premier League opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody trying and get their fitness and so. But when we move the ball, we playing the ball through, we playing between the lines, we knocking the ball, 1-2 touch, fellas moving, right? Interchange. We didn't get that opportunity against Arsenal per se, right? Because of how Arsenal set up. It negates how we set up. And it was in that game is still, to me, two teams just trying not to concede. That is what that game was.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Against Fulham, you trying to tell me we can't complete 5 passes in a row. Against Grimsby, we can't complete 5 passes in a row.
But you know something though, you don't notice our players. We don't have the players who are comfortable with pressure
at all.
We don't. Our players get flustered. Anytime we get a team that is willing to come into our face and pressure and make it difficult, we flustered. When you play against Arsenal and those teams, there you don't tend to get those the games being so frantic. You know what I'm saying? The game more cautious. The game, But when you get any kind of team that decide, you know what, we're just gonna take the game to them. All players always fall, bro. Always fall.
It's not just that. It's like they seem incapable to like bounce back. Something don't go their way, and it's like all of a sudden, oh my God, the sky is falling. Like Bruno missing that penalty affect more than just Bruno. Everybody just seemed deflated. Instead of taking it as encouragement, like, okay, we get a penalty. We didn't capitalize on it, but we can go again. We can get another one. Instead of it turning into a trigger to push forward more, it turned into, oh my God, everything wrong. Boy, Bruno missed the penalty. What gonna happen now? And it's like everybody just fall down from the time, and then they got the goal, yes, and it seemed like, okay, well, let's see if they're gonna kick on now. It's like they still kind of go back in their shell, and that's why I was telling all you, like, the way they playing, they're gonna give Fulham an opportunity in the game, and so said, so done. When you're on top, you have to capitalize on that. You have to keep your keep your foot on them to make sure, tell them, like, don't you even dare try to come back in. And then maybe let's say if you get to like the 85th minute, you maybe like 2-3 goals up. You can say, okay, we don't have to be so gung ho. There's less risk there. But it's like they got the goal, and it's I was still looking to see, okay, let's see how they're going and go things, how they're going and push things forward. And I don't know, looking at that game from Grimsby, it's like, I don't even know how to say it. The one time somebody just said, man, you know what? Let me just take the gamble. Because the Mbeumo goal wasn't a straight shot, it was a deflected. When you look at the goal, he take the shot, the players will keep backing off. Most of the times the Grimsby players just backing off, and United was just saying, okay, let's see if we can carry the ball. Let's see if we can carry the ball. And then it's like they're waiting to get in front of the goalkeeper to try to take a shot. But by that time, you have 5, 6, 7 man behind the ball. Any shot you take at that time, most likely blocked, deflected out, whatever. And Mbeumo just said, you know what? they give me some space on the edge of the box. Let me just shoot it.
Mm-hmm. And he just
Shoot
literally
it.
passed the ball into the far corner.
Yeah, and then it takes such a deflection that it helped the ball spin around the keeper. So it's like you have to try those things, man. But it's like you getting the ball. I saw a thing. I heard I was looking, after the game, looking at StockSpot, and this guy was calling, and the guy saying like Cunha and Bruno cannot play on the field together. The both of them want to do too much on the ball, and that's stifling each other. When Bruno gets the ball, he wants to just lump it forward. He wants to try extravagant pass. He feel like he have to be the one to make things happen. When Cunha get the ball, Cunha want to run at everybody.
You
So
know,
it's like,
to that point, right, bro.
Wait.
I feel like when Cristiano Ronaldo was there, right? We had a team with Michael Carrick. We had a team with Paul Scholes, right? These guys. When everybody realized that Cristiano is a phenomenon, right? Everybody realized that in the team. Then people were sacrificing their own plaudits, right, to make sure that Cristiano shine, because people realize that Cristiano is the X factor. He's the one that's going to make us win games and maybe win big trophies. People realize that. So even a man like Wayne Rooney, right, who arguably, in my opinion, is the best player England has produced, overall player that England has produced, right, talented in his own right, was not as greedy to score goals and all these things. He was okay with being assisting goals for Cristiano, and he was okay with being second fiddle to Cristiano. But we don't have that in our team now. We don't have that in our team. So now Bruno now was the man, right, that was there for the last 3 4 years, whatever, 5 years,
pretty
whatever,
much carrying
as the man carrying the team. Cunha come now. Bruno finding that hard for him to give up the spotlight.
Yeah.
He finding that hard for him not to be the man that is. And that's why I tell all you, even for the penalty, I had a problem with him taking the penalty, right, that he missed. Because to me, if Bruno looking to kick off them man, right, they just came. Cunha haven't scored a goal, and Mbeumo haven't scored a goal, right? You're looking to kick them man off, because the success of the team is not just based on Bruno. The success of the team is based on the man. So let them, to me, if Bruno as a leader should not necessarily be saying, you know what, let me take the penalty. Bruno should be saying, you know what, as a leader, I want to get one of them guys kick-started. Whether it be Cunha, whether it be Mbeumo, give them man the penalty. You check? That now showing them, man, when they come into the team now, that boy, you know what? Yeah, that man rate me, and now I ready for me to work hard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when you go now, you take the penalty, and not just take the penalty, they see now that you as the captain allowing like a bomb the referee give you to put you off so much that you so vexed that you kicking the ball with that kind of strength, the ball may be rich, right, Granby? Huh? The man can't take you serious, bro. So from there, it just changed the whole game, you know. It just changed you. From that missed penalty, it changed the whole game. You check? And that is my thing. So now, I always say, these coaches, right, I've always gotten into problems because they show favoritism and them kind of thing. Ten Hag got into problem because he wasn't subbing Rashford under no circumstance, and he was playing Anthony under every circumstance. Right? Amorim come in, he doing the same rubbish. Right? He doing the same rubbish. What is his name? Bruno have to play, Darlow have to play. What Darlow doing on man field, bro? What Darlow doing on man field, bro? If you play that game against Arsenal, right? You saying that in the press conference, you saying you know that everybody expect you to lose. Well, guess what? Put a team you think that can beat Arsenal, not a team that can survive. You put in Darlow on the field. What Darlow want to do?
Exactly.
Put a man, put that team that if you lose, everyone expect you to lose anyway. Right? So put that team that can give Arsenal a fright. When Arsenal see Darlow, when the man see Darlow on the level, Darlow. Come on, bro. Them Portuguese players will be the downfall of Amorim. And I can use that Bruno in midfield business there. I Amorim said some rubbish about, he wanted more control in the midfield, so he put Mason Mount and Bruno. But I don't hit Mr. Slap. What rubbish Mr. talking there? Mason Mount and Bruno, you know, control in midfield.
Bro, Dalo.
But maybe looking at this like for bodies, you want more midfielders to play more centrally or something.
Dalo is responsible for the last 3 midfielders.
We chasing a goal. You bring it on delete, and you have Xerxes on the bench.
Yeah, that was. You see, like sometimes people will say things like, you cannot blame the ref, you cannot blame the manager for certain things."
Mm-hmm.
Or they missing the players missing the chances, and okay, fair enough. You cannot blame the manager for a player getting into a situation. He gets so vexed, he kick the ball over. But if you're chasing a goal, you have attacking options. It's one thing if you don't have attacking options, and you say, you know what, let's try to win by a set piece or something. It's another thing to have attacking options on the bench and you throw on 2 defenders. You have to take flack for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why did you leave Sesko? You can ask about Sesko. Sesko just came. Sesko been there a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Sesko and the other thing to you need to remember too, right? I'm like Gyökeres coming into a team that is well oiled, right? The team, they have to just learn how to work with him. There are leaders in the locker room there. Sesko have to come in and come into that mess, you know, that we have there as a 22-year-old player. You know what I'm saying? He under pressure already. Now, anyway, we talk about Manchester United for a long time already, 26 minutes, and that's too much as far as I'm concerned. Them and don't even deserve our airtime. I don't, bro. Let me tell you something. As a fan of any sporting team, right? You have no divine right to win, you know. You have no divine right to win, you know. But to me, the bare minimum you can expect of these players is to give their best every time they go out. You check the bare minimum you can expect is, you know what? Even if we lose and you say, boy, when the man come out the field, they knackered, they tired, they run. A team was better than you. Fine, no problem. You lose. But all them man walking off the field and they might have more energy than anything for them to go wherever they go in.
I mean, you guys had a couple players that, granted, I will not say they were better or whatever, but they were willing to work hard. Fred was a hard worker. As much as Fred had so much for passing, he could not pass forward to save his life. But whenever the ball came into the midfield, you could always see him chase down the man, close down the space, block a ball in the channel. So maybe what Fred needed was somebody with the competency and the technical ability next to him. He can just hand the ball to and let them do the progressing. Let him just do the cleanup job. But he worked hard. You guys got rid of him.
Shitty.
You had McTominay, who would work very hard going forward, you know. Not so much defending, but what are you saying, Carol?
Don't move yet. When did we sell Fred?
We sell Fred, what, I think Ten Hag first year or so, when he just before Ten Hag came in.
Fred. And we haven't gotten another midfielder with legs. We have not done that for all that again. And I will sing that song until I die. If you do not have legs in your engine room, you will lose.
But I'm a remember the midfielder. I'm a remember the midfielder. But anyway, let's go over the other. Let's go over the other games that play for the weekend, because you know them fellas there may not have legs, may not have chicken legs.
What legs? Anyway, who said that there?
Brother said it's magic, you guys, sir.
Maybe like the cement blocks he have on his foot.
Friday.
Leaving coming.
Chelsea against West Ham. Chelsea passed there on West Ham. 5-1.
Yeah.
5-1. Chelsea beat up
that game start off unexpectedly, but it ended pretty much what everybody guessed would happen. They just walk
What
over.
happened? Chelsea get punched in the nose and then Chelsea respond.
And Chelsea
Yeah.
agree, well, yeah. All I got respect for, man. Slap
Alright.
all you up.
But that was a really nice
Packet had a really nice goal in that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
really,
yeah, he had a very good goal.
The other game now going into Saturday now. So we had big result for Spurs going away to Man City.
Yeah, first game.
Right.
Early.
Right.
Not just a big result, I think big performance.
Big performance. Yes.
The man was
yes.
all over City.
Yeah.
City couldn't breathe.
But
I don't
one
even-
thing that Premier League, yeah, dog, one thing that Premier League. If you can predict it, you must be Jesus. Trust me. Because my brother, we watched City the weekend before, we checking. All right, yeah, the man moving. And next week, the man just get slapped up by Spurs in the dog. Now, why is the problem?
Yeah.
Why is the problem if City don't have fans again, man? If they want, I can go watch them. All I have to do is fly me out.
They never really had true fans. That's the thing.
My brother, I don't think I ever see Etihad at full capacity.
Plastic fans, they calling that.
I don't think I like watching City. I don't think we ever see the Etihad at full capacity. There's always like an area
No.
empty.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to write down or track our predictions. I see Brad City predicted that Spurs win there. I don't remember that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think he said so. But when you think of it, Spurs generally have done very well against City. Even in the years that they slap everybody, they go to Spurs, and more often than not, they lose at least once or twice a season to Spurs. Spurs, no matter how bad they are in the season, they tend to do really well against City. I don't know if it's, maybe their players take that history into consideration and they don't have so much of a fear, or, they're not as conservative when they face City as other teams, but they tend to do really well against them. But even when we talk about that game, boy, the keeper, the stinker, in that game, just pass the ball.
The keeper, right?
Yeah, the City keeper. I mean,
but either way, it was 1-0 by that point. City still managed to score a game.
Yeah, but I see people saying that they should get rid of him, and apparently when he made that mistake, the camera pan to Edison, and Edison do. It's Mr. Yont over me.
Interesting.
So it's like, I don't know. So City, I feel, will not be as bad as last year, but they will not be as good as previously. They've lost the core elements in their team that they haven't. As much as they were still winning stuff, there are certain core elements that was brought in from players like managers like Pellegrini, like Company, Yaya Torre, Aguero. Well, I guess for Aguero now they have Haaland, so they have the goals up front that Aguero used to give them. But right now they lose KDB, and I don't know. The week before last, we figured, well, Tijani Reinders is gonna be the next man to pull the strings, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's just the second game in the league. I mean, you have your ups and downs, but bro, every time I think about it, I have to say, boy, Messi and Ronaldo were just freaks of nature, bro. Think about it, like, because, bro, them man were like every game, them man were literally the best player, like every game, that is crazy to me when you think about it. But anyway, let's continue with the results, So Spurs beat City, Bournemouth with the win over Wolves. Wolves had a man sent off in that game, 1-0.
Yeah.
Brentford, big result against Aston Villa for a team that many people say is gonna go down. To beat a team that
was a surprising result.
That was a big result. Play Villa off the park.
Yeah, that was a big result.
Villa looked toothless. Brentford, that Damsgaard fella. He came in highly rated, young Danish player. He said they would say he was the successor to Christian Eriksen. He's starting to show it now. He looks really, really sharp in that midfield for Brentford.
Brentford.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. We'll go and buy him for about 85 mil next year. Really, there got nobody playing football in France, so nowhere I can come in our midfield and do something. We can only go and spend big money on players. But anyway,
Well, I mean, doing the other thing is like you say, with the pressure of United, these players generally don't get the time to, turn into the smooth, polished stones that you buy them at. You bring in somebody with the same, potential and whatnot, and because of the pressure to succeed, you cannot really give them the game time and the time for them to develop in the system as, you
but
know.
but Shane, for example, right? I want to make it back to United. We're gonna keep going for the results. But for example, Dorgu. I haven't watched a game where I say, okay, Dorgu maybe quality is lacking, but to me, he working hard. He trying. So I don't go in and beat the man up. If you haven't got the skill, you haven't got the skill. You check. But when you see a man on the field, on the field, and the man running past him, and he just passive and them kind of thing. Them kind of thing they have to drive you mad, bro. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Burnley. I think that game was a 6-pointer. Burnley win that game 2-0 against Sunderland.
Yeah.
So Burnley already have 3 points. We have 1. Then you had Arsenal going away, hosting Leeds. And Arsenal pump up Leeds 5-0. Gyökeres with 2 goals.
Yeah.
Saka scoring again.
He still yeah, Saka scored, Timber scored 2, assist 1.
Boy, whoever Timber in the fantasy team, trust me. A clean sheet and 2 goals. Boy. That's big.
I mean, the game was, it wasn't a bad game, but the attack still not as fluid as it should be. Like, I don't know, this weekend against Liverpool, I feel is gonna be a really big test for them. It's either they find some way to just shut out Liverpool completely at Anfield, but it's like I'm not sure how I didn't get any glimpses of like how the attack will work with each other to go through. But then again, still Liverpool plays, very attacking, and they don't play as high as they used to play on the clock, but they still play relatively high. So maybe that, might still work out in our favor. But yeah, what I really like is the type of goal Gyökeres scored for his first goal.
Yeah.
I would take a tap in. I would never deny him a tap in, but I like the kind of goal that he scored to show like, okay, when I get my space, when I can express myself how I want to, this is what I can do. Versus like, or maybe a penalty. It's like when a player gets his first goal and it's like a tap in or it's like a penalty, it does something for them to like take off the pressure. Okay, I score a goal already, I can keep up. But when you score a goal of quality, you can say like, yeah, I come in the Premier League, I do it, I can back myself. I like that kind of goal that he scored.
Yeah. But that's why I'm telling you, But Gyökeres look like as if he just learned to walk when you're running. Trust me.
But remember, the man didn't play preseason yet. The man was on strike all summer.
Yeah, but he just looking. But he look like a strong guy, but he just not looking silky, man. He like.
He don't need to be silky.
Still.
I don't need him silky. I just need him to be able to. If Gyökeres turns out to be a poacher, I'll be fine. I'll be very much fine with that.
I mean, I see Saka out for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, is it?
I think they say he'll be back after international break.
Okay.
What about
Odegaard? Might feature this weekend because apparently it was just like a sore shoulder and not any kind of ligament damage or anything like that. So depending on how he train and how he feel, he might play on the weekend. I think Saka still not as extensive as they first feared. But just to make sure you get a proper recovery, I think they say he'll be back somewhere around international break. I think Havertz did the surgery today. They said it was a minor surgery, so not a long rehab. So he'll not be out for months. But he's still maybe late September, October, early October, so he'll be back. But thankfully we have options now. Supposedly they're like, good news. That's how they posted it. Yeah, good news. Jesus is back in full team training and whatnot. I myself looking at Jesus saying Jesus back in full team training as if boy,
still Eze
who,
from still Eze from under the nose of Tottenham there.
yo, boy, talking about that though, that was one of the big things that happened last week. Supposedly, everything was supposed to be finalized with Tottenham on Friday. Crystal Palace said they're delaying the game because they want him to at least be able to pay for them in their Conference League qualifier. On the Wednesday, as they call Arteta and be like, yo, we were talking earlier in the summer, this thing looking like it going and happen on Friday. I don't want to play for Spurs. Is there anything, like any way you can get anything pushed through? Arteta said they will just, yeah. Yeah, they actually asked him about the rumor and Arteta confirmed and said, well, yeah, it's true he really wanted to play for us and whatnot. So a board meeting was happening maybe 30 minutes after that call. Arteta called the sporting director and say, listen, this guy is telling us that he really wants to play for us. He doesn't want to go to Spurs. If there's anything we can do, plus, we have this situation that we need more attacking players. Havertz got injured, and all of these different things. So in the board meeting, they just said, you know what, let's just pull the trigger. Because apparently it's not that they did not want Eze, it's like they were kind of thinking of, let's make some sales. Let's get some players out. And then we can go in and try to complete it, late, closer to deadline day kind of vibes. But that kind of just, the fact that he called and Havertz getting injured in trading just kind of pushed them over the line. But I say, yeah, boy, that is a really big slap in the face for Spurs. For a man to be ready to sign on Friday, call your biggest rival on the Wednesday and just be like, yeah, I got
it. He's an Arsenal fan, so I can't fault him there.
I can't fault him
now.
My
whole family Arsenal fans. He man grew up Arsenal fan.
He was in the Arsenal academy.
Yep.
But sometimes, hopefully, in my opinion, hopefully once they say sometimes when you meet your heroes, you get disappointed. I hope you get disappointed, when you go to Arsenal,
Nah, he don't get disappointed. He say he's planning to make up for lost time.
Lost time. I tell they go sit down somewhere.
He's a very good player. Only get a very, very.
Listen, man, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I just have to just take all lumps. But anyway, Sunday. We had 3 games on Sunday. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest 1-1. We had Everton, first game in their new stadium, with a 2-0 win against Brighton. Jack Grealish.
Yeah. What is the name of Everton new stadium?
John Horn something. Jack something.
Boy. It's like I don't know. It's not a very imaginative name, as you can imagine.
God, when they were saying they played in a new stadium, I was thinking to myself, how many Premier League stadiums I can name right now? I think I can name maybe about 13, 14 or so.
Listen, it's blues we're taking all our blues already.
Yeah, we take all blues, but we take all blues.
We're taking all our blues already.
But let's say we're taking blues last year, we disappear. So we are wrong. We're taking all blues.
The partner that scored the second goal was a United Academy graduate. Or no, he didn't graduate from the academy. They released him from the academy.
Okay. Supposedly the keeper is a United fan. He say he have mixed feelings.
He vex.
My brother, the man, Mr. played lights out yesterday. That keeper there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
let's not say that the best chance to win the since Wagner is. I'd say it's been the most exciting one. Whether or not it proved to be the best one is left to be seen. I think people are more happy about Eze signing than Gyökeres. I don't know, something about it, just the way it happened, the fact that he steal it from Spurs, the fact that he basically living every fan's dream, to come and play for your boyhood club and get welcomed by everybody. But that is what I would say. I think it's the most exciting window we've had in years.
I tell
but
you,
I don't know if it's the best.
If Arsenal don't win that league, they have to fire Arteta. You're going to tell me what you want. They give Arteta everything you want and more. Arteta have to win that league, bro. Have to.
I mean, if he don't win it and they do fire, we just go again another year. Nothing we can do about it. I think that he should go. after, like, if they fund you, they give you everything, all the resources, unless it's like something monumental happen, like something ridiculous have to happen for you to be able to say like, yeah, it would be it would be crazy to expect them to kick on from that kind of loss or whatever. I don't know. Anyways,
they give so Jack Grealish, back to Jack Grealish. He made a comment saying something about,
He enjoying his football now.
fell out of love with football and such and such. That goes back to the conversation we have had before about Pep and his stunting of creative players. You know what I'm saying? The only player you could think that maybe play under Pep that remained creative was Messi. The rest, I mean,
I don't give that.
boy, but who again, my brother?
Thinking back, I think Pep changed his system in a way that Grealish didn't fit.
So why buy?
Think back before that. I don't know.
You know, there are some players I feel like that just have like even when Grealish was playing for Villa, it's like he's a player that loves being the man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he loves he like that. That kind of pushes him. When you go into a team and you have stars all over the place, it's like it's easy to get lost, you know.
But again, is the style that Pep was playing.
that is true. Yeah.
Isolated. Grealish like to be isolated. He'll beat a man one-on-one. Right? He'll run at the defender and then he'll create. That's not how Pep play. Right? That style was when Pep had Mahrez and was he left winger? Sané playing, right? Because their man was blazing down the wings. Their man was getting the ball one-on-one and making something happen and creating for Aguero. Right? After Pep go to that system where he basically flooding players forward, he leaving two defenders at the back, he bringing his wing fullbacks inside, right? He start having so many players up front now. It basically stifle all the space for the wingers. So now the wingers now, instead of being creative and thing, they have to function in limited space and it's backwards passes, safe possession, that kind of thing, because you have to maintain possession in the opposition half, right?
Yeah.
So I think when Grealish start playing there, he had nowhere to run to. Like he can't pick up the ball and run, just run, play how he used to. He had to change his style.
Grealish style was that he liked to carry the ball. He not necessarily the passer to make the 30, 40 yard pass. He like to carry the ball 30, 40 yards.
And then I watch the Everton game especially for that. Every time Grealish gets the ball, he attracts two players. So you must have one player free. Somebody must be free somewhere. Right? If you move the ball quickly enough, when you get a double team, you'll find success. But that is it.
The last game of the weekend was Liverpool against Newcastle. That game had a lot of vibes. It might not have been the best football game we've seen, but it had a lot of vibes. You had
a lot of political undertones too.
Yeah. Another goal from Ekitike.
Yeah.
Gravenberch with a nice long range goal. Newcastle came back to tie this game in the 80th minute after being down 2-0, and Dongerman, Anthony Gordon
sprint the full length of the field to go against it.
The
man took a personal grudge.
No, the youngin came on and had a very, very quality, positive finish. Yeah, that was because even the manager was saying, one of the players in the locker room was saying, if it was him, maybe we'll take a touch and then finish it. Missed that one time. Boom. Power, side netting. Proper finish. But I guess the debate that's been going on is like, is Liverpool defensively sound enough?
No.
To win the league?
Sound enough.
They can outscore teams, but will the fact that that defensively they kind of lacking a little bit? Because I was watching Jimmy Carragher on the overlap today, and he was saying how he feels like the difference that they have between the fullbacks they had. So, for example, Robertson and Kirkes, he was saying Kirkes is all he thinking is like going forward. And then he say Frimpong is even more attacking than Trent because Trent was not really an overlapping fullback. Trent would more hang back, and then so if Salah lose the ball or somebody lose the ball, that kind of stuff. So, but I think Liverpool is still trying to get Mark Gahey. So if they get Gahey, that might kind of give them a little bit of
cover.
cover, defensively, I guess, in the centre back area. I think Carragher's also saying he feels like, when you talk about defensive partnerships like in centre back, Rio and Vidic and Terry and Carvalho and them kind of thing, they feel like it's always just been Virgil who's like so much better than them guys, and he kind of like carrying the guys along with him. It's not like the guys are so good like when they go up there. So I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I think Arsenal obviously is a very good defensive team. But bro, being able to score goals is, that's like Roy Keane tell Ian Wright today. That's what get him the cars and the girls, is the goals.
Yeah. I think that is the second game in a row Liverpool blow a 2-goal lead and have to come back to win. Second game in a row. Doesn't happen very often. But I think, hey, look, Brad just said they have new fullbacks and they adjusted. That unit, that 4 at the back unit hasn't been together for very long. So I'm not too worried about Liverpool defensively just yet. I think if that trend continues, right, where they're conceding goals and thing, then you can say all right. But I think it's just a matter of them and getting used to playing together.
What about I was just thinking somewhere there.
Woods?
Is it Woods?
I don't know.
Games in.
I don't know.
2 games in. It's still very early, right, to kind of judge. But or you think he's settling in?
He having good moments. He picking up the ball in intelligent positions, and it's just understanding the new players around him. Because I don't find he and Salah clicking yet. I find he pulling more towards the left side. So he and Gakpo linking up more. He and Ekitike linking up more. I don't know if it's because of how Liverpool setting up their midfield, but he's not drifting towards the left or towards the right side. So he and Salah not linking up. But he having good moments and he picking up intelligent positions. I think it will come.
I mean, he seems skillful enough to cause problems in the pertinent areas. We haven't really seen him do anything much of the ball, but like when he receives the ball in certain areas under pressure, his touch, his turn, like you based on that, you see like, okay, let's say if he picks it up on the edge of the box, his ability to take a touch, a turn, and shift his body, will create some problems. We haven't seen that yet, but it's still early. When it comes to Liverpool and the defense, the thing about it is Liverpool attack is very proficient. So I don't know if there are much teams that will have a lot of success in shutting them off
Yep.
effectively enough to the point where like even though they concede 1 goal or 2 goals in a game, there are not many teams that I see that will shut them up, because Liverpool tends to score goals from like how do I say it, like awkward plays. Like you don't necessarily see the goal coming, you don't necessarily see the sequence happening. It just kind of the players have the ability and the tactics set up to spread the defense in a particular way that is like all a player need to do. Like I think Gakpo's goal on the opening day is like that goal was not necessarily from like a system of play or like a tactical thing. It's just kind of like the way the attacking players was set up, the defenders was spread just far enough that all he had to do is kind of drop his shoulder and lose his defender for 5 or 6 yards, and he'll be able to get the shot off. So I feel like that's where Liverpool have their strength. It's like they're not necessarily like Pep is a very systematic guy. He wants everybody have to do that. You must do that. You must do that. Liverpool on the Klopp and slot right now tends to be more of a, I'm gonna set you guys up in a way that if you do your thing excellently and everybody is where they're supposed to be, things should work out. That seems to be their style, and the players that they have have the quality up front to do that. But so that's my thing. I feel like they're not weak enough defensively that you feel like they'll be leaking goals. Like they're not a Brendan Rodgers team anymore. Brendan Rodgers just flying forward, everybody forward, and we'll outscore everybody. And the moment you get the ball off us and you turn around, we're going to consider goal. I feel they're significantly better than that. So that's what it makes them really dangerous, in my opinion.
The one factor we need to remember as well is Salah. In both games so far, Salah has not necessarily had the best games, but he has produced a moment that helped them win the game.
Yeah.
Right?
I know these guys, that's what happens.
I not give that to Salah, not that last moment there. I give that to Sobos.
No. Understandable.
I thought I consider Sobos assist.
Understandable. But Salah had to be in the position to receive the ball and play the pass.
Well, yeah.
You have to be there and produce. And that is it. That he will do that at least once in a game.
Yeah.
But, So let's go. We have to go to fantasy, and we have to go over the games coming up this weekend. So let me just go through the games this weekend. Matter of fact, no, let me do the fantasy first. So the fantasy right now, let me see who we have leading the Talk the Thing league.
But where's the chief of fantasy? Now he showed up the first time out right now. 2 weeks.
What kind of fellas, my brother? My partner Fox on top. Boy. Fox on the lead. Over 135 points after 2 game weeks. We have Jan Boston second. Akid Vidal third. Kevon Edwards. Jared Boston. Leon LeBlanc. Boy. A big game week. 73 points in a game week. That a big game week. We tied at number 6. Me and Leon. Let me see where Brad.
Europa League.
Oh, Brad in 10.
Body in 9. Brad in 10. The what you call him? The Guru. The Guru in 13th. Let me see who else we have. Let me see. Henny in 17th. Sheev in 19th. But where you not shitting, Bodje?
I'm not there. I didn't join.
Oh, you didn't join?
Nah, I just start off, the first couple weeks, a month, maybe 3 months into it, and then I don't know, I forget to change my team, and then I end up, one or 2 weekends pass, and I probably ended up with like 12 points, and I just said, what, forget that.
Sometimes I try I think this weekend they do like Captain Watkins. Watkins come with a big fat 0 for me.
Anyway, before you look for me, you don't have to scroll. I don't want you to
boy,
I just outside the relegation zone.
Boy, that man, they're just outside the relegation. You finishing, you just like United, boy. What is this?
There is a marathon, not a sprint. So.
Yeah.
But right, before we, as we talk about that fantasy thing, and we were talking about 9th and whatnot. How do you think? What do you think about the Premier League having 9 clubs in playing European football next year? Like 9 spots.
A lot of competitions.
European football across 3 different competitions.
Yeah, 3 different competitions.
I mean, yes, but like a lot of supposedly
is it 5 Champions League spots and 2-1-2?
2-1-2.
Yeah. A lot of the other leagues have been complaining that the English teams have now been monopolizing the transfer window in terms of money spent. Through no fault of theirs, England have the most money, right? But now they're complaining that England seems to be monopolizing the European game, the European availabilities, and it's like, I mean, it's not by accident, the English clubs doing better.
Them team, the Spanish, when Real Madrid was buying Galacticos and all them there, they wasn't monopolizing the transfer window.
Exactly.
Well, that was one club.
Like,
Right now they're complaining against the
Madrid,
league.
Barcelona was doing
it
the
is
same
going,
thing.
not them that
AC Milan was doing the same thing at a certain point when they were on
Yep.
top. Inter Milan was doing the same thing when they were on top.
Yes, Kerry,
if
I
them leagues,
understand that,
I
but
don't care.
their point is not that it's one club. Is one thing to say that all the best players used to go to United. Is another thing to say like all the best players just going to England and that's it. So it's like
Well,
I see their point of view. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I see their point of view.
again, Shady, the Premier League has always been, well, to me, the Premier League has always been the most competitive league
and
in Europe.
entertaining too, in my opinion.
Right.
Just from a pure spectacle. That's why people pay more into. That's why the league makes so much money because
Exactly. Exactly.
anybody, I was watching Ocho Cinco talking to Fishy and them about going to Europe to watch football and how much like he checking like one regular Saturday in a big derby. You would think the Super Bowl is nothing, So them
That's
thing
fine.
there, is really supply and demand. If they want to improve their product, they need to make their product more attractive
Exactly.
for broadcasters to buy.
Exactly.
But anyway,
When you have Lyon winning 10, 11 leagues in a row in
well,
France.
look, City win 5. City
Well,
five
City,
in a row. City win
4,
four in
right?
a row.
But that wasn't easy going for City.
Well, yeah, they got
Exactly.
challenged every year.
Exactly. Lyon wasn't getting challenged, when they was winning them thing.
Right
PSG
now,
was getting
PSG do what they want.
exactly
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
And then Madrid and Barca is one of those two.
yep.
And if you have 1 year where one team decide that the next year Madrid or Barca buying their best players, and the next year,
Well,
Yeah.
reject
I don't feel
Italy
sorry
lost
for
a bit
no
more
other man.
competitive,
All the man doing is cry on to do the Super League. They're business. The
Yeah,
England
it's
leader,
all right.
English
Only
league,
what
watch
everybody
their
want their share
business.
of the money. That is
Well,
the issue.
yeah,
Everybody want their share of the money.
that's
All right, let's
true.
go for the game. So Chelsea hosting Fulham first game Saturday morning, 7:30. Then you have at 10 o'clock you have 4 games. So United playing Burnley.
That's a relegation 6 pointer. You call Burnley Sunderland
Boy,
pointer
boy,
last
boy,
week. That
boys,
is a
boys, boy.
relegation
Well,
pointer,
that's
man.
where we
Also,
are.
stop
Remember that?
talking nonsense, my brother.
Well, that's where we
What
are.
nonsense. Burnley
Sunderland.
and show up at Old Trafford and try and shoot us,
Yeah,
Well,
man.
you see, it's. I mean,
And I telling you straight, if we lose that game, Amory might walk. I don't think he'll give them a chance to fire him. He might walk.
I see a report saying he'll be in charge on Saturday. I think what is that now? But anyway, Sunderland, Brentford, Spurs
I
host
think that's gonna be
Bournemouth.
an entertaining game.
Yeah, Spurs host Bournemouth, Wolves hosting Everton, and Leeds hosting Newcastle at 12:30 on Saturday.
Hmm.
Then we have Brighton Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, hosting Man City. Nottingham Forest hosting West Ham, Liverpool v Arsenal, which we'll be doing a watch along for, folks. So please join us. We'd love you guys to join us and watch along. And Aston Villa is playing Crystal Palace, bro. Literally, boy, if you have to watch football every game, my brother, if you married, your wife will leave you. Trust me. From Saturday morning 7:30, football will finish until Sunday
One
at 4
o'clock.
o'clock. 4 o'clock. This game starting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. The afternoon.
Huh?
Yes,
Wow.
Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. So literally all 2 days, whole days football.
That's
Well,
how I like it.
Bye.
I
But this
I
weekend,
compose
this
I
weekend is a
compose
weekend.
a little message I send to my wife. I say, my dearest wife, this is my 2 weeks formal notice, like before the season start, that as of the 15th of August, your husband will no longer be yours on the weekends.
Boy. All right, you have to either agree, well, yeah, you doing that, or you have to get a phone plan that gives you some kind of data where everywhere you go, you have a phone, you can watch on your phone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
They might,
But anyway,
no.
it's been fun, my folks. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate the comments in the chat there. Let's just go through them a little bit. I seen. Let's go back. And he says, shutting off Liverpool is impossible, but Pool been leaky lately. Goals galore for us. Yes, All right, all right, all right.
Think of a mustard seed, boy. We'll move mountains. Don't fret.
Oh boy, I put out before Brad Simeon, please a farmer. He was playing for Grimsby. Boy. So the man that debating Arteta, Brad say even if Mikel win the cup double, he should still be sacked. He's time for winning the cup double pass. And he say I inclined to agree with Brad. Quadruple, treble, or bust.
Must have.
Brad say
You
you don't
can't
need to do all
win
that.
one. You can't win one, and you're looking for 4.
Brad
Start
say
with one.
you don't have to do all that. Just win the Prem. Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think most Arsenal fans want the Prem.
Yeah. Brad saying Wood's trying to play how he was playing in Leverkusen, one touch and such and such. Let me see that. You see, brother, I think brother agree with me there. One thing I know, if there's Salah in the middle, he not dominating that ball. I tell you, Slavosayasis. As far as I understood. Look, Brad says Shin, them man don't know what Europe. They're not even in Carabao.
I didn't worry.
All right, look at prediction there. Brad John Baptist, Burnley 3-1 Man U. Boy,
Ah,
you
boy.
love a boy.
That would be something else, eh?
Boy, who coaching Dominica national team?
National team? No idea.
We need to go and get Mister to go and coach United. Trust me. Yeah. Anyway, my people, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We'll be back on Sunday for Dunga. We will when we come back on Sunday morning, bright and early, we will be there for the Liverpool v Arsenal watch along. Look out for the link, share the link, and we're looking. If you guys want to join on, with us, no problem. We can join us with us and we can have some fun, watch the game together,
Yeah.
All right. All right, my people. Take it easy. Stay safe. Talk to you
Later.
later. Yes, sir.